Hello, and welcome to the third annual All In Cabaret presented by Community Health Associate Board. My name is Megan Phillip, and I am the Executive Director of HC3, the Healthcare Council of Chicago, and an Associate Board member at Community Health. Community Health is the largest volunteer-based free health clinic in the United States. We provide primary and specialty care, prescription medications, mental health and dental services, health education and labs, including COVID testing and vaccines on the west side of Chicago. Our patients have no health insurance, and we provide all of our services to them at no charge. We do this with the support of 1,000 volunteers, partnerships with dozens of institutions, and donations from generous folks like you. Thank you for being here and for supporting community health. I would especially like to recognize our many sponsors who are supporting this year's All In series, including Baxter, AbbVie, Lundbeck, the Joseph and Bessie Feinberg Foundation, West Monroe Partners, and many others. I encourage you to visit our website, allin-chicago.org, to see the complete list of sponsors, read the bios for our incredible speakers and panelists throughout this series, and check out the rest of this month's events. Finally, I want to recognize this year's All In Executive Leadership Council. We have the privilege of having 4 outstanding leaders serve on the council this year. Their great insights and support have been instrumental in bringing this year's series to life. Thank you to Dr. Jay Bott, Mark Ishog, Brian Marcella, and Dr. Julie Morita for their contributions this year. The goal of the All In series is to bring together leaders from many different industries and segments of our population to talk about how we can work together to ensure every resident has access to the right care in the right place at the right time. Community Health has been hosting all-in events discussing access to healthcare in Chicago since 2015. This year, as we continue to navigate a global pandemic, the conversation around access feels as relevant as ever. COVID-19 has brought on many new challenges to leading our healthcare organizations and our home lives. We hope you are able to relax and find some joy in tonight's show. I would also like to give a shout out to our associate board in particular who have produced tonight's event. The Community Health Associate Board is made up of very talented and dedicated team of young professionals who are critical supporters of our health center. We are so grateful to work with all of them and to have them show us the fun side of All In Chicago for everyone tonight. We are also super excited to be hosting a raffle as part of the All In series. You can purchase tickets for our 8 amazing raffle prizes starting now until 6:30 p.m. on Wednesday, September 30th, the night of our celebration. The cost of raffle tickets are $10 for $50 and $30 for $100. You can purchase raffle tickets at go.rallyup.com/allin-chicago, or you can text All In Chicago to 855-202-2100. And we will be sure to drop that in the chat for all of you to pick up because you might be making dinner, you might be getting your drinks ready. So it'll be coming back at you. But the raffle goes from now until September 30th. It is now my absolute pleasure to introduce an old friend and the host for this evening, Chad the Bird. Chad birds the word on how to human from Chicago to LA. In the great COVID lockdown, you can see Chad on his YouTube with his Fireside Chads, as well as Chad the podcast, available on iTunes, Spotify, and Stitcher for 4 years running. In the before times, he brought his bird's eye view to Cole's Bar, Northside Bar, Reggie's, California Clipper, RIP, Subterranean, Lincoln Hall, a live one, and of course, the Paper Marchetti every Saturday at 3 p.m. at the Green Mill. Without further ado, I will hand things over to Chad to get the night started. Thanks for being here, buddy.
People, humans, bipeds, and the mighty octopi that have started thinking and stuff during the last year. Did you guys notice that? There's been like 2 award-winning documentaries, a bunch of Netflix and Hulu specials, and like 7 YouTube think pieces about how smart octopuses are. And like 2 years ago, they were dinner. Like something changed. Something hatched. Somebody opened a book. And honestly, we should be fine with it because octopi are amazing. So this applies to all the octopi in the neighborhood. Hear me! Hark unto me! Lilt ye heads neath the sun, skyward towardeth my voice canyon. I have finally done it. I have achieved it, and I made it happen. I uploaded myself into your desktop. Yeah, this is really happening. Put myself in the machine, lawnmower man style. Can you feel me in the airwaves? Can you hear me on the digital wind? Are you digging it? No, seriously, are you? I'm not sure if I'm coming through. It used to be back in the day in the before times when smartphones were merely a cell phone and payphones roamed the land that we would just say, hey, and get on with it. But ever since the pandemic, we've been trying to connect as best we can. First, it was frantic FaceTiming, which gave way to the great Zoom wars of 2020. And suddenly all the boomers learned about Discord, StreamYard, Twitch, and TikTok. All the secret services that the gaming world has been using for years. And suddenly every conversation begins with a cyber check-in to make sure the signal is coming through. Like we're all using CB radios, desperately trying to contact the ET in a Spielberg way, which is really only shown to be charming and nostalgic, not practical. So all you humans that like to dump on the Goonies when they get a chance are frustrated. But we don't blame you. Nobody saw this coming. I mean, science did. They knew a global pandemic was coming. They just didn't know when it was coming. But lucky us, we rolled the dice and got ours in the age of the internet. So even though it's annoying, rejoice! Because you can imagine going through the last year in social isolation in the 90s. We are 2 decades away from having to spend that entire closing, reopening, and then reclosing trapped in a duplex watching the cast of Full House telling us we'd be all right while we took turns calling long distance to save not just money but our sanity, because there's only so much cranberries and fruit by the foot you can take when the world is ending. We would be rewatching Batman and Batman Returns instead of the multi-sampler pack of Marvel goodness that we're getting, which, listen, I'm not sleeping on Batman 89 and Batman Returns. I'm just saying that those movies are meant to be savored, not shotgunned. We'd be learning Morse code to talk across the street with flashlights, and we'd be playing Monopoly over the phone while we waited for the pizza rolls to warm up again. So kiss your dice, humans. You rolled pretty well, considering. This is not to diminish the fact that we are still in it, deeper than an octopus we feel comfy with. Where my octopus at? Working on my type 5 from my octopi friends. 6 billion doses given in the world, 2.5 billion fully vaxxed and relaxed, and that's no small to do. And yeah, it's really hard to handle right now that we're just over half vaxxed here in this country, but hey, if we had to rely on AOL dial-up and door-to-door salespeoples in hazmat suits to spread the message, seems like it would have been a tighter number, but maybe not. Maybe the internet is so open and easy to abuse that maybe that is why we're in what we're in, with people believing that there's something sinister in a vaccine, but are totally cool with hand-fisting gas station taquitos. Just because the sign says spicy chicken. But you don't know, Taylor. You're not a food scientist. You work at Best Buy. That could be Jim Matz and Frank's Red Hots for all you know in that crunchy deep-fried napkin. But just because you're there and high, you're going to go with it. But when the world's top scientists say that this is the way to go, all of a sudden you know and care about the FDA. But in light of all the flip side of having too much information available, you got to figure how fast you get that vax when you would be able to find it on Facebook and Twitter. So, like, this timeline's not all that bad, as all timelines are, except the zombie ones. So rest easy, my little octopi. It could be worse. And now I am fully aware how weak sauce that sounds. Living past 2020 and saying it could have been worse is about as bad as surviving a plane crash and telling people you should have taken the bus. I'm aware. I'm doing what I can, as are all of us. And if a dad joke slips out here and there making me sound like a writer for Full House, I apologize. Because I should be more on myself. But we've been through it, so it's hard sometimes to know who we are. So here and now, after all this time, let's remember that we are still here. We still have a journey ahead, and we're going to get through it together. You, Me and the octopuses. It is important to remember as well that you gotta be well. Well-being is the cornerstone of survival because, yeah, technically you could not die on a desert island with only a volleyball for a best friend, but that's just getting by. You want to survive, you got to be healthy. And that means being aware of your needs, attending to your eupepsia, exercising your right to a good constitution, and other longer ways of saying you got to take care of yourself. The basic needs are not limited to what you need to do to not die. You also got to communicate. You are evolutionarily designed to do that, whether it's Discord discussions, Fortnite squads, or just saying weird stuff to your cat on TikTok. You were made to communicate. It's basic because it literally helped you survive. Back in the day, you saw a tiger, you said something. That's basic human. That's basic survival. Even birds do it. I know. I have friends. You know that thing in the morning when all the birds in your neighborhood start acting up like teapots? That's because we're checking in to see who survived the night. That's science. Think about that. Think about how many cartoon mornings you just assumed we were getting up and meeting up like a constant brunch. Turns out, it's really just us screaming into the void to make sure nobody we knew died last night. It's basic. It's nature. Birds do it, bees do it, octopuses do it. We're still finding out, and of course, you do it. Communication is necessary to live. And not just to get by. And here we are all together again, communicating. So bam, taking care of some basic needs. That's a party bonus. And thankfully, thanks to Zoom, we're all here together in real time. And that's even better than firing off into the cosmic bulletin board in the common room of life called the internet, because we're live, baby. And it is good to see all your faces. Now, I know what you're thinking. Yes, I have been working out. And by that, I mean my emotions, because it's been a trip. But it's rare I get to do that around others in real time. I spent the last year and a half letting out my emotions in private, which is great if you got a fart post first date, which is probably the greatest of all farts one can experience, because you earned it. But letting it go emotionally in public has been a thing kept in the Tupperware that was and is lockdown life. So let me take this blessed brief moment to let it out for a bit around all of you, respectfully and responsibly, of course. We may all be animals, but no reason to act feral. You save your farts. You can let out your emotions with care. So I've been in the lockdown life thinking, pondering, taking a minute here and there to while away the existential crisis that has been the last year, and I have come up with a couple of things I figure might help the human experience. And yeah, you didn't ask for them, but here they are, free of charge, and there's more at the bottom. First up, you notice that for the last 20 years, we've just been getting superhero movies. Like in a straight up fire hose to the face, steadily, for 2 decades. And they went from Impossible Thing Makes Human a Hero, to Impossible Human Doing Their Best in an Impossible World, to broken, chemically dependent sociopaths team up to blow up stuff because heroes are stupid. Dad, shut the door. It's a taste of the human experience these last couple of years, and it should be studied and understood. But I don't have the time. So here's what I figure we need next. Doug. You guys remember Doug? It's a Nicktoon from the 90s about a balding kid in a perpetual sweater vest that just can't get it right, but it's fine because everybody's cool with it because he's Doug, man. Got a catchy theme song. That's Fred Newman, by the way. He was also the voice of Skeeter and the dog. So, put some respect on his name. And Doug's got simple taste. Good tunes, good buds, being the cool kid, and hanging out with his friends. It was a good combo. It's the ultimate base need. I say we bring that kind of stuff back in the world. No pretenses, just Doug funny. Trying to figure out how to score tickets to a concert, get a Valentine to Patty Mayonnaise, and then just hang out later. I don't know. I'm not in charge of what Doug wants. I'm just saying, if I see one more series about a bunch of masturbating superhumans with social anxieties, I'm going to call it. The world is dark. We need some happy, some wily, some funny. Doug funny. Look it up. Second, and I mean this with all sincerity, stop putting cream in your coffee. You either want coffee or you don't. There's no two streets here. It's a cul-de-sac. And we're going to keep going around and around and around until we get dizzy. If you're craving a sweet treat, get an ice cream. It's the least you can do. Coffee is for mornings and should be considered a vitamin. And I don't want to hear it about tea, apples, and kombucha. I came here for hot black action. Best kind of action. And I will not have it removed. And thirdly, the government is not coming for you. You're not that interesting. Sorry. And you shouldn't want to be either. Stuff the government finds interesting is not great. And you are great. So yeah, you're not that interesting to the government. You want to be interesting because you want a chase scene. That's it. That's all you want. You want to get away from something, and there's plenty to flee from out there. So go get it out some other way. Drive on the highway. Take a bullet train. Whatever you got to do. But know that you're better off not being that interesting to the government. And you know how I know that you're not that interesting? Because if you were, they would have got you already. You got a phone. It's how easy it is to find you. The government is busy doing municipal stuff. You saw Parks and Rec. It's like that, but with an entire country of people, a good snack of which believe the current vaccine we got is magnets or radioactive goo that'll turn you into a mutant, maybe an octopus. And why would anybody want that? We got enough mutants, maybe heroes, and there's more coming. They just dropped the trailer, and they're available on all streaming services that you're still pirating from your ex. So look, the government doesn't want to make new humans, and if they did, it wouldn't be you. It'd be The Rock or someone from New Zealand. And you just be comfy being great because that's you. And you're not interesting enough to get kidnapped. That's the life. That's a good life. And third, can we all agree to stop pretending that we didn't like Enya? Like, she had some breezy tunes that we all craved, but for some reason you just don't want to admit it. It's okay. Just let it out. Sail away, you know? And above all, let's remember, as of right now, we survived a pandemic, and that's huge. You're still here. I'm still here. Might not be later, but that's just the cynicism brought on by 20 years of broken superhero shows talking. What I'm saying is, right now, it's okay to feel good and let it out. So listen to Enya, drink your coffee black, and be a Doug. Anyway, that's what I had to work out. So thanks for listening. Now let's let some of my friends let out what they got to better our collective well-being in honor of community health and all the well it's been keeping up all these years. So first off, let's check in on the Bill Larkin.
Sail away, sail away, sail away. I'm Enya. Hello. I know
Big
I look
fan.
a lot different. I look a lot different on a computer. How you doing, Chad?
I'm alive.
Should I just start singing some songs?
Yeah, do it.
Okay. Hey, Dan, my man, what's up? It's great to see you once again. I want to take this opportunity to say I'm glad we're friends. When we met at Lisa's party, I just knew we'd get along. We have so many common interests, and our bond is super strong. We love to laugh. We love to drink. We party everywhere we go. I mean, I think it's really kind of cool, this friendship that we've been creating. So, Dan, just let me say that you're my buddy. You're my bro. Oh, and by the way, I'm gay, and we've been dating. I can tell by your expression that this comes as news to you. I could have sworn when we were wrestling that you felt what I felt too. It's really weird you didn't know. I mean, all the signs were there. When I walked 3 steps behind you, I'm not looking at your hair. Honestly, I thought you knew when we watched sports at that bar, and you turned to watch the Bulls game, and I watched the figure skating. Well, it doesn't really matter. Things are going well so far. Only now you know I'm gay, and we've been dating. I want you. This is me being subtle. I want you. And if it's not too much trouble, there's one question, Dan, I truly yearn to ask, and I hope this isn't strange, but do you want? Don't answer yet, though. Do you want? Because if you should say no, that's all right. One thing I've learned is that straight men like you can change. You can change. I can see it in your eyes, Dan. You can change. We all experimented at college. You can change. What do you mean you can't change? You're sure, Dan? Well, Dan, I hate to say this, but this isn't working out. I have to cut you loose. You'll be okay, I have no doubt. Don't cry. Don't be distraught. I mean, it isn't you, it's me. I mean, sometimes there are relationships that just aren't meant to be. Besides, I've met another guy. He's really changed my life. And I texted him a while ago. I shouldn't keep him waiting. Because tonight, I'm going to tell him, and I'll also tell his wife, that guess what? I'm gay and we've been dating. He doesn't know it yet, but yes, I'm gay and we've been dating. Somewhat true story. Hello, everyone. Thank you, Chad. Thank you, everyone here. It's an honor to be part of the All In Cabaret. I'm going to do a few songs for you, and I believe I just did one. If my math is correct. I'd like to do a song or two about family members of mine, and I actually finally got to fly out to see some members of my family after like whatever it was, like a year and a half or so. And but not my twin brother. I do have a twin brother. That's right. There's another one of this. And he lives here in Chicago. And a long time ago, I wrote a song for my twin brother when I was first taking piano lessons. I wrote the song for him when he was 8 years old. And at the time, I was also 8, because that's also math. So I'd like to do that song for you now. So here it is, a song I wrote for my twin brother, and it's just called You're My Twin. You're my twin. You're my twin brother. We've always been together each day of our lives. And now I must tell you, my one and only twin. When I was born, Mom and Dad were so happy. But then you came out too, and they cried and cried, 'cause they only wanted one. And you ruined all their dreams. And we tried to leave you at the hospital, but the doctors, they made us take you home. Now we're miserable as hell, and we wish you were not living with us. And we thought of throwing you in the dumpster, but of course we can't do that. You're my twin. My twinny, twin. You haven't got a friend in the world, and you smell like rotten meat. You're also stupid. My stupid, rotten meat-scented twin. And you're the reason Dad's always drinking, and my mom is always drinking as well. When you fall asleep tonight, I will cover up your nose and mouth. You will not be able to breathe. And when morning comes, you will be dead. And then Mom and Dad will see your dead body, and we'll laugh and be so damn happy, 'cause we'll finally have the family we wanted, and the world will become a better place. Everywhere we go will be rainbows and lollipops. Everyone will get along with each other, and because you're dead, we'll all throw a party. Everyone will be invited to the party, and the people will all bring gifts to the party, and the gifts will be for Mom, Dad, and me. And you won't have any gifts for yourself. That's because you will be dead. My twin brother. Mom and Dad don't love you. Ooh, you're my twin. Hope you enjoyed the I Will Always Love You Whitney Houston ending. Again, thank you for having me again. I have a, I'm going to type it. There it is. So every Friday at 9 p.m., I do a thing on Twitch. I know the kids are mostly on Twitch, but they taught me how to use it. And basically every Friday at 9 p.m., I'd have a show called Parody Song Improv, where I make up parody songs based on your suggestions. 10% always goes to charity. If you're free, join me a Friday. Then join Chad and I Saturday afternoons at the Paper Machete at the Green Mill. And then Saturday nights, if you want to go out and see piano bars again, join me at the Redhead Piano Bar in Chicago. There, I've just mapped out your entire weekend for you, if this is what you conceivably want to see during that weekend. Thank you so much again for your time, and enjoy the rest of the show. It's an amazing lineup. And I'm going to do one more song about a family member. This song is about my mom, who I actually did get to see, like I mentioned, after a year and a half apart. It was wonderful to see her. We caught up. And again, thank you. Here we go. There have been women through the ages who have really left their mark. Cleopatra, Amelia Earhart, and of course there's Joan of Arc. But my mother tops them all. And here's the reason why. Whenever I do one thing wrong, I can hear her cry. Why don't you throw me in the winter snow and leave me there to freeze? Or I'll just die of fear or stress or catch a rare disease or stick my head inside an oven set at 1200 degrees. Don't worry, please, I'm just your mom. You never ever wash the dishes, clean your room, or mow the grass. Every Sunday you're satanic when I drag you off to mass. And boy, it was heaven every day I wiped your ass. Oh, forgive me if I'm crass, I'm just your mom. She wants me to be happy and to let me have my freedom. And then we'll bake some cookies and she tells me I can't eat them. She buys me all these shirts with the 90-inch lapels. And when I say I will not wear them, this is what she yells. You wear exactly what I tell you to. If not, I'll get a gun and I will shoot you if I have to. I don't care if you're my son. And don't think I can't take you just because I'm 5'1". I could have been a goddamn nun, but I'm your mom. And if you ever disobey, I'll grab a tree branch from above and I'll stick it in your eye and give it such a shove, and then I'll throw away the evidence and hide the bloody glove. But I do it out of love because I'm your mom. She's always at the hair salon, where they know her by name. And later when she comes back home, her hair is just the same. She tells me Dad is great in bed. In fact, he's such a stallion. She always shares too much. She can't help it. She's Italian! Entonces facciamo swatch de prima qualità, scocciamenta, calamatosta, calamenta, caputta, calaminga, putta. I don't know what the hell she's saying. She's my mom. I do the cooking and the cleaning and the shopping and the banking. After all I've done for you, it's me you should be thanking. Instead, you've taken magazines to bed and started, I should give you such a spanking. I'm your mom. Why don't you just set me on fire and shut me off of here? Every time I tell you something, it goes out the other ear. I can't believe I carried you inside my body for a year. Just forget I'm even here. I'm just your mom. Hey! Thank you, everyone. Chad the Bird, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, am I live?
I think you are.
Oh, thank goodness. Bill Larkin, the man, the myth man, magic man, fast finger king of the novelty tune. He's like instant chicken soup for the body. And by that, I mean he's hot, he's foul, and he's available in minutes. Speaking of availability in minutes, the internet magic is pretty handy dandy stuff. You can check in on anyone in minutes just to make sure they're doing all right. And I want to take one of those tasty minutes to check in on my pal Evelyn Troutman, see what she's up to, if you will indulge me. I'm sure she's got a lot to get off her chest, make us all feel a little bit better about our health and well-being. Heck, maybe she's got some tips. So let's check in on Evelyn Troutman. we back? Did you bring me back in?
Yeah.
I think so.
You know, the internet is like a pumpkin bucket on Halloween. If you put your hand in there and go fishing around, you're gonna get something weird. But ultimately, you're glad that you did, because no matter what, it's candy. Speaking of candy, I can imagine nothing sweeter than chasing this last year with a dash of one of my favorite humans. So let us check in on the Alex Kumin.
Hey. I love that. I thought that was a bit.
Yeah, so I mean, it was,
I
right?
was like, she's really committing to this, and I'm here for it. I was like, this is phenomenal with the toilet and the teeth brushing.
Mhm.
I hope. Well, I'm looking forward to Evelyn's set. She's so funny. That's hilarious. Well, hello. We're here. We're back doing Zoom comedy. Told myself I would never do this again. But we're here. We're doing it. No, I'm thrilled to be here. I love Community Health. I love everything they do, and yeah, no, I'm not having PTSD being on Zoom. You are. Here we are for Super Bowl. I'm wearing a cape. I don't know what this is. Cape. There's straps. There's a hood. Who knows anything? But what a year! I can't. I'm moving next week. There's boxes. My boyfriend's making noise. I don't know anything. Made a lot of realizations last year. Realized I don't want to be a mom. Wouldn't mind being a dad though. Big time. Seems like a pretty sweet gig to me. Just babysitting on Saturdays, way more my speed than all the other stuff. Being a mom's too hard. It's too much work. It's too much work. I have nothing but respect for every mom out there. And also every mom I know is just like one missed responsibility away from that scene in Jurassic Park where the T-Rex eats the goat. Truly every mom I know is just, they're stressed out and not for me. So I'm thrilled. I have an IUD for that, which I love. I love it. It's my pride and joy. And that's my baby. Truly I did a lot of research before I got it, and I'm sure there's a lot of healthcare folks on here who know that there are two types, right? There's hormonal and then non-hormonal IUDs, and the hormonal ones, they all have very whimsical sounding names, right? They all sound like Disney fairy godmothers, right? Just like Mirena, Kylina, Skylar, and Liletta. Come with us, darling, not to worry. We'll help. Come. The non-hormonal one sounds a little more aggressive. They called it the Paragard. That's what they named it. It sounds like a goddamn bridge troll from Lord of the Rings. Okay. It sounds like it's guarding the castle where the hormonal IUDs live, just like slapping dicks out of the way, just like Paragard. So that's the one I went with. Woo! It's 98, 99% effect. It's like Baltimore Ravens level defense. It's pretty intense. And it lasts for 12 years, 12 of them. They gave me an appointment card for 2032. And I just think it's wild that this thing is going to outlast the planet. Absolutely insane to me. It's going to outlast me. The way that it works, though, is that it's a copper wire wrapped around a device that creates a toxic environment in your system. And my whole thing is like, that's it? We just needed to shove a fucking penny up there? That's it, this whole time. So I like to imagine a little Abraham Lincoln in my womb, just taking out the white Confederate soldiers as they march north. I don't know, was that too blue for this? Let's hope not. Let's hope you guys can handle that. Let's see what else. I love it is great. It's so great being here. I love all healthcare organizations, especially community health. They do so many awesome things. I know as a civilian, I know a little bit more about our healthcare system, I think, than most folks. I had cancer twice in my 20s. I'm okay now, which is great. But I had to learn our healthcare system pretty intensely, and it's very complicated. I think part of the reason that it's so difficult to navigate is that there's so much terminology that you have to know, and everything means something just like slightly different, right? Because you have your premium, which is what you pay for your plan, and your deductible, which is what you owe for plan services before your plan kicks in, and then your copay, which is what you owe at the time of service. But that's different than your co-insurance, which is your share of the cost of the health plan. And then the plan might be a PPO, which doesn't require a primary care physician or a PCP, or an HMO, which does, but that's more like a POS. And then if you have an HMO, your PCP needs to refer you to a specialist when you see one. But when you do that, you have to make sure everything's in network. Otherwise, you might be responsible for the whole bill, which may or may not count towards your out-of-pocket maximum, which is not the same as your deductible. Your plan name might be something like Blue Cross Blue Shield Blue Precision Silver HMO, or Blue Cross Blue Shield Blue Precision Choice PPO, which are both real plans with different premiums, networks, and providers. And if you need prescription drugs, you might get formulary, non-formulary brand drugs, formulary, non-formulary generic drugs, specialty drugs, or you can just blast a rail of cocaine, because that's how manic you're going to feel after this anyways. Woo! Someone's got to fix it. Someone has to fix it. Here we go. Love it. I'll tell you guys one more, and then we'll skedaddle. Get back to Evelyn. I love it. She is so funny. You guys are gonna love her. So I'm moving next week, and I have to sell my car, which is a real bummer. I love my car, but it is an enormous piece of garbage. I drive a 2000 Toyota Haunted House. It is actively trying to kill me. Everything is wrong with this vehicle. The side view mirror is cracked. The brakes are a suggestion. I also didn't know windshield wipers could smear rain like oil paint. So I get very jealous when I see cars that are nicer than mine around town. I was walking down the street the other day. I saw two Jeeps drive past each other, and they gave like the Jeep honk and the wave, right? Like we've seen this, just like one hand on the bar, one leg out the no door, right? Off-roading, bro. And it's like, cool, must be nice. Because I drove past someone driving a 2000 Toyota Corolla the other day. We made eye contact, and both of our noses started to bleed. So I'd like a luxury vehicle at some point in my life. I know that about myself. No kids. Do want a nice car. I want a luxury vehicle mostly because of how cool they make them sound in the commercials. Because here's the thing, a car is a machine that gets you from point A to point B. But luxury vehicle advertisers have figured out a way to make them sound like goddamn space missions, okay? Just like exclusive and like chic and just elite, right? Because they all sound the same. Every luxury vehicle car commercial sounds like this. Freedom from the bounds of convention. 72 horsepower of V6 craftsmanship. 0 to 60 in 2.4 seconds. The all-new Lexus RX. Experience. Amazing. It's like insane. Like what are we doing here, right? I recently found out that Toyota actually owns Lexus. And at first I was like, why would they not be like sharing marketing techniques? And then I thought about it a little more, and I was like, yeah, I don't think the Lexus way really fits with the Toyota brand necessarily. Like, can you imagine? Just like, anyone can go fast. The question is, does your vehicle shake above 50 miles an hour? Experience the style and technology of two scooters taped together. 0 to 60 in 27 miles. with all fabric interior that comes pre-stained. Is it coffee? Is it blood? We'll never tell. Introducing the probably used Toyota Corolla. Getting you there sometimes. You guys have been so fun. Thank you, Community Health. You guys are the best. Thanks,
your
Chad.
Put your hands in the air for the great Alex Kumin. You know how to do this. We've been doing it for years. Just you put your hand up like that and you wave it around like a crazy person. Speaking of crazy, I know we all felt like we had a collective moment, but here's the deal. That's the internet. So let's try again and check in on my good friend and yours, Evelyn Troutman. Yep. See, so she's doing good. I think that's what's important to remember. Check in on your friends and treat yourself. You know, all this excitement is overloading the bandwidth, so I'm afraid I'm going to start buffering, and then part of me is going to dissolve. I saw The Matrix. I know how this can go. So after all this crazy town, we should cool our hard drives with some soulful tunes from the Chris Sedana.
Woo! Hi, greetings from New Orleans, Louisiana. I'm Chris Zonada, a former patient of Chicago Community Health, and I thank you for inviting me and having me here for the All in Cabaret again. Again, remotely from Louisiana. I'm going to share some of my music with you today. I'm going to play a couple songs. One's mine, one is not. Here's a little tune of mine. She wrote this in Chicago years ago. It's called Can't Wait to See You Again. Hope you enjoy it. After the night when we danced up and down the floor, I got up for breakfast feeling kinda sore, but just being around you left me wanting more. Now I can't wait to see you again. And after too long, it's so nice to see the warmth in your smile and what it does to me. So kiss me goodnight when it's time to leave. Oh, I can't wait to see you again. I know I can make my life more easy if I start walking away. I know I can save my heart from breaking, but some things are just worth the wait. I don't know what will happen in any case. I go through the weeks thinking of your face, 'cause one day I'm sure we'll get out of this place. Oh, I can't wait to see you again. Too long, it's so nice to see the warmth in your smile and what it does to me. So kiss me goodnight when it's time to leave. Oh, I can't wait to see you again. I know I can make my life more easy if I start walking away. I know I can save my heart from breaking, but some things are just worth the wait. Oh, I don't know what will happen in any case. I coast through the weeks thinking of your face, 'cause one day I'm sure we'll get out of this place. Well, I can't wait to see you again. 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 Yeah, no, it's one of my songs called Can't Wait to See You Again. And I can't wait to see you again. I'll be coming up to Chicago a couple times this fall. It's always good to come back home where there's a lot less humidity. So, play another song. This is a new favorite of mine. I'm getting into some other artists from way back when. This is a song by Graham Parsons called She. Came from the land of cotton, land that was nearly forgotten by everyone. And she slaved and she worked so hard. The big old field was her by God in the Delta sun. But sure could sing. She sure could sing. And he came down and he took a little pity. Hometown knew that he decided he would help his son. Didn't mind if she wasn't very pretty, but deep inside he knew that she was the only one. But she sure could sing. She sure could sing. She had she had believing, led the whole town together and singing and praying each night to the Lord up above, singing hallelujah, hallelujah. Well, they used to walk singing songs by the river, even though they knew for sure she had to go away. And she never knew what her life had to give her. She never had as she sure could sing. She sure could sing. She had a faith, she had believing. Left the whole town niggering, singing a rain each night to the Lord up above, singing hallelujah, hallelujah. Oh, well, she came from the land of the cotton, land that was nearly forgotten by everyone. And she slaved and she worked so hard. Big old field was her backyard in the Delta sun. And she sure could sing. She sure could sing. She sure could sing. She sure could sing. For joining us here at All In Cabaret 2021, and enjoy the rest of the show. Thanks.
One more time for the great Chris Zonada. I said Zonada because I did that thing where you mistake a name even though you know the name, and that's called isolation. And I am crying for help. All of this excitement has caused me to short circuit, but this show shall not. For we always like to end with a big finish. I love a big finish. Who doesn't love a big finish? You got to stick the landing, right? Got to fire all the explosives you got at the end. And though you don't do it every night, tonight we're going to have dessert. Because, damn it, we earned it. So raise your Champlain flutes. Yeah, Bill, I said Champlain. I was talking about that's the joke. I'm glad you're with me. Raise your Champlain flutes, those of you in Champlain, and get classy with the glitz, glamour, and glam of the showgirl pianist herself, Jessica Sunset.
Woo-woo.
execute very well, and that's actually her playing on the recorded part of that dance. So respect.
Woo.
Ah, see, you got all that goodness, heart healthy glamness, and soul food for free. That's how much Community Health, the largest volunteer-based health center in the nation, cares about your face. So remember that tonight as you lay your face on that pillow. My name is Chad the Bird, and I'm about to download myself back into the world. So stay safe, stay healthy, be yourself, and above all, be well. Thank you for coming.
Looks like we are
We're
out of
alive.
time, but I want to thank Chad and all of our performers for joining us, and a special thanks to all the associate board for helping to make tonight's event possible. As I mentioned earlier, today's program was brought to you by Community Health. All of your donations and ticket sales for events throughout the All In series support Community Health's mission to serve those without essential health care. So please consider making a donation. Sorry, I lost my spot there when the thing changed. On behalf of the staff, the board of directors, and volunteers at Community Health, I just want to thank you all for being part of the All in Chicago series. I hope you all are leaving today with ideas of how we can work together to really increase accessibility and access to healthcare, which it can be done in other forums than just talking, as we experienced tonight. I think that laughter and music and expression are ways for us to also bring health and joy into our lives. So we have 2 more events coming up throughout the rest of the month, and they are all free to attend. I encourage you to check out our website, allin-chicago.org, and to learn more about great events coming up, and to register to be All In. We all have a critical role to play in this effort, especially during this time. So thank you so much for spending your Wednesday evening with us, and we look forward to hopefully seeing you again. Maybe it'll be in this format, and maybe it'll be in person next time. Thank you so much, and we'll see you on the flip side.
Woo!
Woo.